Now, there have been some big changes in the sport, or not big changes, I guess, because the International Olympic Committee made the announcement about lightweight rowing. And you must have seen, stood and watched how lightweights have lost the 4 event in the Olympics. So the women's crew have come in for that. So lightweight sweep rowing has gone like this. You were talking with the Belgians, Van Bries and Van Vega, on training camp. What kinds of things were you saying to yourselves when this decision was made?
Yeah, I don't know. At first glance, it was like kind of a shock to us all. Like we were in our minds, like already like saying goodbye to lightweight rowing, and weren't really like we're all going for Tokyo, like with the full mindset, and that it's our last chance, and fully committed. And obviously now we also committed to make a good to make some good performances there, but the perspective has changed. Like now it's I think most of the lightweights are happy about it, and that they can just do the sports they love for a couple of years more, like on the competitive side, Olympic wise. So obviously lightweight rowing, if it stays in the program, maybe not Olympic after Paris, there will still be some people competing, but like the Olympics is, as we all know, if the Olympics aren't there, like the motivation isn't that high.
So you wouldn't be a lightweight rower if the sport wasn't in the Olympics, I'm guessing?
I don't know, because I started rowing when I was 10. So I did it. Mostly for fun of the sport, because I like the sport. And but then when you get older, like obviously the Olympics are always in your mind, and that it's the biggest sporting event in our sport. So someday you want to go there and compete there. So if you're not having the Olympics, then a lot of people are thinking, so why am I doing the sport anymore? So yeah.
How strong is lightweight rowing in Germany?
I think it was very strong, especially when the quad was at the Olympics.
Yeah,
it was very strong, and we always had some very talented, good guys. Steinhübel, Lars Wiechert. I don't know how many names I could name, but I think Germany as a whole was very good in lightweight, and obviously declined a bit with the loss of the lightweight 4, and
John C. Williamson has asked, what do you think about lightweight rowing in the world? If they're not in the Olympics, should lightweight rowing be in the World Championships? What's your view on that?
I certainly do think they should be at the World Championships. I don't want to talk like the part of the Olympics in a negative way also. For a lot of the lightweights, it's still a big motivation, having to compete for their own country. And if there hadn't been Olympics before in rowing at all, then I still think rowing would be there, and people would compete at World Championships. So for sure, there has to be a place for it.
Yeah. Now, in the World Championships, I remember back in 2018 that opening heat of the championships in Plovdiv, where you broke Miani's world record in the men's lightweight single sculls, and you did 6:41.03. What do you remember about that race, and how well were you moving to do that time?
It was like always a goal in that season to go for that world record if the conditions would made up for it. So yeah, like obviously the World Cups before there wasn't any possibility because the conditions just weren't favorable, and yeah, then in Plovdiv just went to the venue and in the day of the heats, and yeah, me and Robert were already seeing the venue at the course, and then it was a big tailwind, and yeah, the decision was made to go for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you knew, were you keeping a check on your speed per 500, or did you have a look when you went through the 500 meters at the time on your pace coach?
Yeah, both. Like Robert gave me advice from the riverbanks and from the side, and I obviously looked at my speed coach like as much as I could, and to control the pace. And I think Robert made a little mistake also in the first 1,000 or so, because he was shouting like I don't know, 319, 320, you're on pace or something. And then I looked at the times and it was like 2 seconds off. So yeah, it could have gone the other way around and I could have missed it by a second or two. But yeah, it worked out in the end. So I knew that at 1,500, Robert shouted me like I had to do 140 for the last 500.
Yeah.
So I watched my speed coach like every stroke and to just stay under that 140. And yeah, it was close, but I think it was 2 seconds in the end. So
yeah. And with that, you went on to win the world title that year, which was fantastic. Where does that stand in terms of, you know, your achievements and what you've managed to achieve so far in sport?
Yeah, like the winning both like the world record and the world championship title is obviously a big thing to achieve in one rowing season. So I don't know if I had to rate it. I think it's like really like on the top, like of the top achievements in my career.
Yeah. One of the things I remember, you know, when I think of you sculling that season particularly, is the way you put your blades in. It's just so quick and effortless. It's like you're not doing anything at all, and all of a sudden your blade is in the water and you're driving. I mean, how long did it take you to do that, or what do you try and do to get those catches in that quickly, that beautifully?
Well, obviously, like it always was on the list of Robert's advices. Like every training session, he was telling me that I had to get my blades in, and yeah, also like having a good position of the blades, like yeah, like yeah, when they are connected to the water, like to get a good, how do you call it, to get a good face and not
Yeah.
out. And yeah, that's like one thing he always taught me, and yeah, what I've developed over the past years. Obviously, if you're working towards one specific thing in technique wise and you're working on it for many years, then yeah, you automate it, and then somehow it's just in your system. And yeah.
And so when you look back at the championships, it's interesting to hear you say about 2019 that you felt the phasing into the championships wasn't quite right. How confident are you that the Olympics are actually going to happen? I mean, what are people saying on your training camp in Portugal? Is it a subject for discussion?
I think I'm very confident that it will take place. Like they already said, they bought some what is it, like I don't know the word at the moment, like
Precautions?
what is it when you like for COVID? When you are immune to it.
Yeah, vaccines.
Yeah. So the IOC and they have already like where they have said that, but I don't know if it's 100% true. But they said they reserved some of them for the athletes so they can get it before Tokyo. So, and they even said something about hoping for people being able to see the competitions. Like and I think for that reason I have a good feeling. Like if all athletes get this, what is it called?
Vaccine.
Vaccine. If all athletes get it, then I don't see a point to not letting it take place.
That would be fantastic. Do you know what your season will be like next year? Do you know what races you'll be doing?
Obviously, like the World Cups. I don't think we will be doing European champs. Like all of the World Cups and international rowing events that are not close to the Olympics, we are taking part, and we have to see if the last ones leading towards Tokyo, if we leave them out or not.
Yeah. So plans are really well advanced at the moment, and you're looking in good shape.
Yeah, at the moment, like physical wise, good shape. The double is going well. I think with Sabine, we are rowing a bit more maybe than with Robert, which is not which is not negative, but I think
it's good. It's good you've got a female coach, because I remember I don't know if you remember, and when Andy Murray had a female coach, I think he had Marismo. There was a lot of comment, and he said it gave him something extra in the game, and there aren't enough female coaches in rowing.
Yeah, it's very like compromisable. Like we can talk a lot of things with Sabine, and if we're not 100% if we don't agree 100% to anything she made up, then we can always talk about it, and she's always open for ideas, and that's very positive, I think. So she also accepts different ideas, and just doesn't simply let us do her plan and don't accept anything else. So I think it's very positive.
Now, your excellent English, people may or may not know that you actually have your mum is German and your dad is British.
Yeah, that's correct. Like my dad is British, my mother is German, and
Was there ever any chance of you thinking about rowing for Britain, or did Britain not act quickly enough to grab you?
As a junior, it was when I did races in Great Britain, and I was thinking about going to the junior world champs for GB, because I had 2 passports, and when actually, like when Moritz and me were in a double, we were doing the German trials for junior world championships, and we just failed by half a boat length or so against the other double. So they obviously went to the world champs, and Momo went in the single in the end, and then I was left with the decision if I would want to go to the under 23 world champs as a lightweight, or go to the junior worlds for GB. And obviously talked with Robert about the decision a lot, and was really thinking about it, and then in the end, like, we didn't want to mess up maybe future plans, like I don't know, with the German Federation, so we just stick to Germany for that moment.
Yeah. Now, you've got until Friday for this training camp. I've got to ask you, have you done any Christmas shopping yet?
Yeah, like
You have.
done a bit, fair bit on the internet, obviously. Yeah, I have to see if it all arrives on time, but yeah, the shops are getting closed now, so there's no shopping in any shop. So better do it on the internet and hope for it to arrive on time, no?
And where will you be at Christmas time?
I will be at my parents'.
Yeah.
Will be there with my girlfriend for a couple of days, and then I was planning to visit Martino Goretti in.
Oh wow! What is he doing now?
Yeah, he's like a coach in Zurich. And I was planning to go there at Silvester, but obviously now we have to overlook that plan a bit. Unfortunately, would have loved to be there.
Did you talk to him about the foils on the blades? You know, the blades he used.
The what? The Randall foils, like Martino.
Yeah.
Like obviously he likes them a lot, and I think he's a big fan of them. But we just haven't tried them for now. Yeah.
Maybe it's too much and with too little time to try them.
I think it's also a big change to your system, and if it really if you're really able to adapt in that period of time, it's also another question.
Yeah,
because it's obviously loads up your front a whole lot more. So maybe you don't want to make that big of a changes before Tokyo.
Yeah. If you talk to him, say hi to him from me. We had some really nice conversations, myself and Greg Searle, with
maybe you can get on the channel.
Yeah, we started with cycling. Maybe you want to finish with cycling, Jason. So when you must have watched the Grand Tours this year, the Tour de France and the Giro, the Vuelta. When you were watching your those tours, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind?
Obviously, wanting to take part in that event myself. Like seeing the guys, they're racing up the mountains, and was like feeling like I'm missing out something. I don't know. I want to be there myself sometimes, and it's like that's where I want to be, like in the future sometime. I have to see.
That's one more question. I think maybe we go back to a rowing question. LS Houch says, good 2K scores for lightweight juniors, and do you remember me?
I think yes. I think Elias maybe is the Austrian guy I met in training camp in Villach, if that's right. I'm not sure. But obviously as a junior, I think I did a 6:28 or so. Like if you get close to 6:30, I think that's a good starting point, a very good starting point, obviously. 6:30, that should make up for a good season.
Jason, we've been talking for an hour now. I don't know where the time's gone. It's been absolutely fantastic having you on Crossy's Corner. So exciting. Lots of people watching, and I think a lot of people will watch this recording as well.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It was nice talking to you, and obviously hearing from you while rowing in the next events as a commentator.
Brilliant. You're an absolute star. So we'll say goodbye to the live broadcast now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.